I'm charged up, I'm rested, I'm rejuvenated, and I'm off this iced coffee. Let's revisit the love bomb. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are familiar, and for those of you who are here for the very first time, I go by the name of Biz. This is Rich Auntie Vibes, and I thank you so much. And as always, plans being laid, no games being played, money being made and bills being paid as always. And I'm truly thankful for each of you, any of you. I'm grateful to you for listening, and I can't do it without you, and I appreciate you. Let's jump right into the topic without delay. I want to revisit the love bomb, and I'll go ahead and link a card to a video or two specifically discussing the love bomb. All right, but we're going to jump right into it. Don't want to waste any time. Don't want to waste your time, right? This content, it is targeted toward toxic and narcissistic and unhealthy relationships, right? But the more and more that I'm on this healing journey, and as far as I'm concerned, the healing journey never ends, because when you find yourself in the clutches of a toxic, narcissistic, or unhealthy person, it's not just telling about that person, but it's also telling about you. All right. It brings out truths and realities about you that you may not necessarily have been aware of, or perhaps were dormant inside of you, or you didn't necessarily have the consciousness at the time to get it or to understand. And I get that. Like, life moves fast. We're providing. We're trying to better ourselves, keep a roof over our heads, keep clothes on our backs, look out for other people, be providers, be solid contributors to the communities that we're a part of. So I get all that. I understand all that. You dig? So sometimes, things kind of fall by the wayside. It's hard to give 100% of yourself to the many things that, you have going on in your life, but you do your absolute best. And I see you. I want you to know that I see you. And I appreciate you for your efforts. We don't take it for granted, or at least not intentionally. But life moves fast, right? I've been saying jokingly lately, like, a year passes in 3 months, 4 months. And that's the way it kind of feels. But I also feel like that's a sign of the times that we're in. But that's another podcast episode for another day. Feel free to drop it down in the comment section if you want to have an open discussion about that. Signs of the times. But when you find yourself in a toxic or narcissistic relationship, and it propels you and sets you on this healing journey, on this journey of understanding, on this journey of learning about yourself, on this journey of finding your freedom and taking your power back, and also holding yourself accountable for the part that you have to play. Because I find that to be very important. You cannot be a boss and a victim at the same time. If you want to elevate, if you want to move past your situation, you have to accept responsibility for the part that you have to play. Narcissists and toxic and unhealthy people are hunters. They know exactly what it is that they're looking for. This isn't their first time, and it isn't going to be the last. So there's certain traits and characteristics, or a lack thereof, that they look for in us. And that's what reassures them and lets them know that we're quote unquote good supply, which you should not be taking as a compliment, by the way. It's not complimentary to be the center of the fuel matrix, or to be the main source of supply, or the alpha. Like, that's not a good thing. Don't take that as a compliment. But you'll come to learn that the more and more that you heal. But when you embark on this journey, it becomes a journey of self-improvement, or at least that's what it did for me. I definitely don't want to project onto you at all. I'm just here to share information, and I'm speaking to you from a place of experience. I like to get in front of this camera and talk about things that I can speak to intelligently based on my own personal experience. This isn't about comparison. This isn't about competition. This isn't about blame. I am not a physician. You know what I mean? I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not even a doctor. I'm just a woman who's made a lot of mistakes. I know what I'm talking about when I'm addressing, being in toxic and narcissistic relationships. And I want to make it clear, this is free game. This is me, pouring into you. This is me seeing myself in you. This is me seeing myself in you. I'm not better than anyone. I'm not above or beneath anyone, but I walk upright and I walk proudly in the things that I've been through. And as far as I'm concerned, there's two types of people in the world. There's people who look to be inspired and motivated by the things that they've been through. And it's people that take the traumas from the past and the not so favorable or healthy experiences of their past, and they look to make that a rationale or an excuse to walk around as a living, breathing reflection of unhealed trauma and bleeding all over people that didn't cut them. And I refuse that. I reject that energy. When you're a giver in the world, you typically look to initiate that. You know, you don't mind being an initiator, but the more you grow, the more that you come to understand that it's important that you protect your energy, protect yourself at all times like a fight, protect your space, and be connected to everything but attached to nothing other than God, or respectfully whatever it is that you worship or believe in, however you fellowship, however you pray, however you meditate, however you cleanse, respectfully. Other than that, there shouldn't be anything or anyone that you can't walk away from, especially if it's costing you your peace, costing you your rest. It's causing you confusion. It's creating unanswered questions. And you're on this journey of self-improvement, so you're more than prepared to hold yourself accountable, and you come to learn when it is that you're projecting versus energy that you're receiving, you know? And it's not about anger or scorekeeping or tit for tat. But at the same time, you have to do what's right and do what's right for you. And as you're on this journey of self-improvement and self-love, you learn to get it right the first time. Don't ever let anybody tell you more than once that they don't care about you. Don't ever let anybody tell you more than once that they don't respect your energy. Don't ever let anybody tell you more than once that they don't love you. Don't ever let anybody tell you more than once that they don't value your presence and your energy. Don't ever let anybody tell you more than once that you're not worthy and that what you think or feel does not matter. Listen to people's actions. All right. When a person's actions line up with what they say, that's harmony. That's harmony. And we like that. But if for some reason their words and their actions aren't lining up, go to the default and listen to their actions with your eyes and be ready to interpret what it is that you see. Don't look to control the narrative. Accept it for what it is. Don't look to rationalize it. Don't look to diagnose it. Whatever it is that you see in their actions, be ready to accept what it is in truth and act on it. Being strong, being self-aware, being accountable, being obedient with a willingness to be led is powerful. Submission is powerful. Submission is a choice. So don't be afraid to submit to that voice inside of you when it's telling you that something is not right. And when you're a healed individual and you come to learn to give and receive love in a healthy way, you won't have to question it. You know, you won't be on the defenses like this. You won't move around in life with your guards up, because one of the lessons that I'm learning in this season more and more is that although we fight to keep the darknesses out, you block out some of the good stuff too, and you move around in life like that. So you kind of got to find your balance. Everything that you do is a risk. Exchange of energies is a risk. Don't give more of yourself than you can handle at that time. Be communicative, you know, be open and be honest, you know, with the people around you. Look to develop healthy relationships, but understand that you are taking a risk and that you should always be auditing and observing the energy and making sure that you do right by people too, because we're not of a victim mindset. It's on us to hold up our part as well too, to water and to nurture, but don't do so at the expense of your own peace. What you're going to come to learn about being in a toxic, narcissistic, or unhealthy relationship is it's not only narcs that love bomb. Like, and when I say narcs, I mean like from a clinical perspective, you know, perhaps they've been diagnosed. But I know the term narcissist gets thrown around a lot. It's probably overly used, but that doesn't make it any less real or any less valid for those of us who have actually been up close and personal to it, who have experienced it. So I'm not sensationalizing it, nor am I glorifying it. Toxic, narcissistic, and unhealthy people are everywhere. They're in your schools. They're in the workplace. They're not only in your homes or romantic partners. They could be your parents. They could be your siblings. They could be the attendant at the gas station that always gives you bad energy and an attitude, and you can't quite pinpoint why that is, even though you try to be kind. You mistook it as someone who's just unhappy with their life. And of course, they probably are. They're unhealthy, right? They're toxic people. They are moving through the world with that dark energy surrounding them. So it has a direct impact on how they handle other people. And it's a choice. you know, because being an upright, sturdy individual takes work. It takes reflection. You have to be able to evaluate yourself. And when you see the things about yourself that you don't particularly like, that you want to work on, you have to commit to doing the work. It's hard. But you come to learn, people can have narcissistic qualities without being a textbook narcissist. All of us do. Even me. And it has nothing to do with the past relationships I've been in, but maybe I'm shaped by, you know, my upbringing and life experiences all on their own. So anyone and everyone, you know, not to make a blanket statement or quantify, you know, this is just me and you having a conversation, you know, unpacking a little bit. But we have narcissistic traits, but the good should win out. The light in you should win out in the end. The love in you should win out in the end. And that internal system of checks and balances that we have in place should always win out in the end. There's nothing wrong with serving other people. There's not anything wrong with wanting to see other people do well or wanting to see other people win, because I want that for you and you want that for me. And I appreciate that about you. I'm grateful to you. I'm indebted to you for that. I thank you so much. Need you. Grateful to you. So there's nothing wrong with being a servant, right? So it's like either you are going to look to be the best version of yourself so that you can make a valid contribution into the world and be an accurate depiction of what love and what healing is, or you go around, like I said, bleeding all over people that didn't cut you. You're not moving through the world like I'm here to take what's mine from a positive perspective and pour into people and love on people. You're going around with energy like you owe me, whatever I didn't get, whatever didn't happen in my life, whatever went bad, whatever I feel like I lost, everybody owes me something and you're all going to pay. That's how some people move around in life. And there's no lengths or no depths and no lows they're not willing to touch to have a negative impact on your life. Can you imagine? Some people get out of bed and it's their main focus in life to have a negative impact on someone else. The love bomb. It's not just people who are textbook narcissists that will love bomb you. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Anybody can love bomb, and that's a toxicity within itself. It's insecurity. It's scarcity. It's fear. That love bomb represents that in the past, history has proven to me that I can't be myself and make it to the next level with you. I don't believe in my ability to show you integrity, to take up space in your life in a positive way. I don't believe in my ability to connect with you in authenticity, even with our flaws, through communication, giving, receiving love and energy in a healthy way, patience, compassion. Like I don't have those characteristics to give you. So I'm going to pretend like I do. I'm going to lay it on thick and I'm going to intoxicate you and I'm going to inebriate you. And then I'm going to body you. And I'm going to make you pay for everything I had to fake, all the future faking. All the promise making it's supposed to disorient you, right? They take the things about you and they weaponize those things against you. Your desire to want to love and be loved, your sensitivity, you know, your awareness of what's going on in the world around you, your awareness of how your actions impact other people. Some people look at that as a sign of weakness. So you got to pay attention. Who is this I'm dealing with? Is this a giver or a taker? Is this a builder or a destroyer? Does this person want to make a positive impact or do they want to crush me? Anybody can be a love bomber. When I make these videos, yes, it's rooted in my experience dealing with toxic, narcissistic, and unhealthy people. But baby, in this season, in this here and now, it's a lot of people mirroring that. A lot of people were hurt. A lot of people were done wrong. A lot of people were, you know, beneficiaries of generational curses that they didn't do of their own action, that they didn't create of their own hands, and they're bitter about that, and they didn't know where to put that energy. They didn't use what they went through to go on a healing journey. They made a declaration to themselves that any and everyone will pay, even you. Some people get their energy in life in that. So this is free game. This is life game. This is elevation. This is cleansing. This is healing. This is excellence. This is greatness. And it isn't just because I'm saying so. It's because I'm living it every day and I'm fighting that battle every day. Being happy is a choice. And I make that choice every day. I make that choice every day. And I'm not happy that I went through what I went through, you know, but I also don't regret it. Anything that makes you better, makes you a better woman, makes you a better man, brings you closer to your creator, you got to learn to be grateful for it. Life is more than what you can see right in front of you with your two eyes. Devils and serpents don't come looking like the enemy. They come looking like your friend. They come looking like someone who cares for you. They come wearing a mask. They come wearing a disguise. They don't come with a red face and fire and brimstone and smoke coming out of their ears. They come calling you honey. They come calling you baby. They come bearing gifts. They come to confuse you and mislead you because they don't believe in their ability to just be themselves and connect with you. Maybe they've been hurt and they didn't know where to put that energy. When you heal, when you grow, you learn to get life lessons at a discount. I'm getting my life lessons at a very deep discount. You know, I paid a lot of tuition. You know, back in the day. So now I'm a lot more willing to just accept what's in front of me without having to, you know, compartmentalize or make excuses for or try to diagnose. I accept things for what they are and move. Period. With humble dominance, with purpose. But in peace though, because I'm not ever looking to tear anybody down. But I'm the type of person at this point, in this here and now, at this juncture, as loving and kind and patient and warm and playful and as caring as I can be, is ruthless, as loud, as brash, as effective, as strong as I can be, as cutthroat, if you will. I don't look to be that way, but life is about duality. You know, you need both. It's balance. So this content, whoever comes across it for whatever reason it was, as far as I'm concerned, that's divine. It wasn't by accident. Perhaps you were on a search. Perhaps it was recommended. It was on your homepage. Perhaps there's a reason why, you know, you wanted to learn about the love bomb. Maybe this was a textbook toxic or narcissistic person. Maybe it wasn't, but that's not particularly important. Anybody can love bomb. Anybody can hoover. Let me know down below if you'd like me to revisit the hoover. Anybody can hoover. I've had quote unquote platonic friends hoover. It happens. And I'll go so far, if I may be so bold, once you make a declaration that you're never going to be a doormat again, you're never going to be a people pleaser again, you'll never allow succubus and Jezebel spirits to prey on your energy again, it's almost like you have a target on your back. For those of you who've been here for a while, you may know I love sports. Love sports. But in particularly, I love boxing. Not so much cage fighting or MMA, respectfully. You know, I'm working on it, but I love boxing. Once you've had certain injuries, a cut over the eye, you know, maybe broken nose, you're more susceptible. So, you know, we're not any different. And it's important that you're aware of that so that you have your guards up and that you are aware of what's going on around you. But we're more susceptible. And it's almost like, I won't say a scarlet letter because that has a negative connotation to it. And I wear it with pride that I'm on a healing journey. I'm not ashamed of it at all. I'm grateful. But it's almost like you shine different. You glow different. Your understanding different. The way you move around in the world is different. It's like the dark forces and energies in the world, they can see you coming. It's almost like being a celebrity. Like everybody knows who you are, but you don't know who anybody is. So that's how it can feel sometimes. Let me know down in the comment section if you can relate to that. You know exactly what it is and what I mean when I say sometimes you feel open. You feel like everybody knows who you are and what you've been through, but you don't know who anybody is or what they've been through. Let me know if I'm touching on something. Let me know if that resonates. Let me know if you can relate to that. Share that energy with me too, because I need it too. I need it too. I'm not above or beneath anybody. I'm just a vessel. And the way I continue to heal about this is to channel that energy by sharing it with you so that we can grow together. And you know that you don't have to do it on your own. You may not have, you know, a cool aunt, an older sister, a sibling, you know, a colleague, a confidant, or someone that you can speak to about it without feeling judged. So I want you to know that you're not alone. That's very important that you know that, you know. But anybody can love bomb. And love bomb, you know, is essentially that pouring it on thick, that going above and beyond. That's them dimming who they really are as people, because they probably don't even know. They're not even connected to who they really are as people. But whatever it is that they are connected to about themselves, they don't like it, and they don't feel worthy, and they don't feel good enough. They're insecure. They're living in scarcity. They're living in fear, and they're unwilling to address it or admit it. So they pass that on to you as the customer. How about it? And sometimes it seems like we're lining up around the corner to buy it at a high interest rate, you know? Take yourself to task, hold yourself accountable, and understand that anybody can love bomb, you know? And it has nothing to do with gender, creed, race, religion, socioeconomic background, demographic, where you come from, what you look like, who you're being with, how much money you make, where you're going, what you're doing, how you feel. It has nothing to do with that. People learn to interact with people on a case-by-case basis. Understand that not everybody wants something from you that's negative. Some people come in to pour into you. Some people are there for a season. Some people are there for a lifetime. Some people are there just to teach you a lesson and to move on, and that's it. And sometimes in the process of them teaching you a lesson, you plant a seed with them that may perhaps be nurtured, watered, and grow into something beautiful later. But don't overstay your welcome. And don't push out people that were sent to you as a blessing and that were probably there to stay. Look out for that love bomb as you move around in the world. Look out for that excess energy. Look out for those constant acknowledgments and texts when you wake up, and texts when you go to sleep, and texts in the middle of the day, and emails and Instagram stories. Like, be on the lookout for that stuff. Them being immediately comfortable to post you on their social media, immediately comfortable to introduce you to their family members, immediately comfortable to allow you to interact with their coworkers. Like, be on the lookout for that type of stuff. And when that thing goes off inside of you that you feel, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. It's there to protect you. And learn to heal that part of you that needs to be able to trust itself. None of this stuff works or makes sense or is going to click if you do not trust yourself. It is important that you learn again to trust yourself and love yourself and forgive yourself through everything you've been through. Be on the lookout for the love bomb, because it's real. Anybody can love bomb. The person on the hockey team that sees you as a threat, the classroom, the boardroom, the war room, anybody can be of narcissistic energy or have narcissistic traits for the worse and look to love bomb, but understand it as manipulation. The same as an apology with no change in behavior, it is manipulation. Take it from someone who is confident and who is flawed and who is self-aware but knows himself and loves himself dearly. We ain't got to do all that. I'm the danger in the room. I'm the danger in the room now. But I choose to use my powers for good. I'm not looking to hurt anyone. I'm not a threat to anyone, unless that's what it is. I'm not looking to be a threat to anyone. But I don't have to do the extras. I'm going to give you me authentically. The nanosecond that my subconscious registers and recognizes that you're bringing negativity, you're bringing darkness, you're bringing deceit, you're being deceptive. This is a power struggle. See, I'm looking to connect out in the world. I'm looking to connect out in the world. I'm looking to network out in the world. I want to have a good time. I'm of joy. I'm of abundance. I'm of positivity. I am of belief. I don't got to do the extras. I don't have nothing to prove. I don't have anything to prove to anyone but myself. That's it. You should feel the same way about yourself. You're worthy. You ain't got to lay it on that thick. You ain't got to do all that. And don't ever be afraid to let a person know what your wants and needs are. Be on the lookout for the love bomb. Be on the lookout for that energy. Your light has a target on it. Everything that grin ain't your friend. And not everybody's going to want the best for you, but that's okay. Because I do.